let's get into this. Let's get into like this. I mean, like I don't know. I want to go where you want to go. I don't want to dictate the.
No, I'm here as your guest. So if you have an area you'd like to explore, we can do that.
Well, I mean, like you take a look at this Democratic ticket that they got right now, right? I mean, it's like absolutely bazonkers. It's like a Marxist and a socialist. So if you get into, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into this, but if you study what happened in Minneapolis, this was the governor who controlled that. This was the governor who didn't send in any National Guard until it was much later, right? You look into the relationship between, George Floyd and Derek Chauvin. They both worked at this particular nightclub. Where did George Floyd get that counterfeit money from? Well, this is well known that they were running a Chinese counterfeit operation out of that club.
I remember at the reading at the time that they're actually looking for actors to enact kind of like social commentary of the very sort of type that Floyd was. Yeah, he was an actor too. Where they were kind of create scenarios that would then be used to kind of promote a social justice agenda, and that was wiped out. And I know that George Floyd was promoted by the United Church of Christ, which was Obama's denomination. Like they were promoting this global, Black Lives Matter agenda, which was entirely Marxist.
Now, what's very interesting going back to this, but if you study, I believe there's a Minneapolis 2030
there you go
agenda, which is basically to flip Minneapolis into a smart city.
Oh man!
And we see that in Lahaina. Wherever you've seen these giant fires, they want to flip them into smart cities. So you just burn it down and then you rebuild it into your smart city.
Well, there's a reason that everybody who lives that I've seen in Minneapolis has nothing good to say about that guy. Like, I mean, I just saw a news headline like Adam Thielen's wife, because they used to live in Minnesota. It was shit talking him today. You're hearing he'll be one of those guys like Gore, that doesn't do well in his home state. I would be surprised if he does really well.
Well, it's like, why do you pick him? It's a demoralization campaign.
I mean, they're both terrible candidates. Everybody's running. It's just, it's a kick in the gonads.
They saw a whole story come out that the Saudis are moving from the petrodollar, but they're making deals with the Rothschilds, which is super interesting to me.
Yes, they are, and it's interesting that they are the leaders. Like they are the leaders of oil throughout the world. Yet they're also now phasing out oil and promoting AI and smart cities. And of course, they're also buying up a lot of our farmland, which is interesting too.
Do you think they're actually phasing it out, or are they just phasing it out for us, the regular people, and they're gonna still drive their gas guzzling jets and their big giant cars while we're sitting on batteries cooking our junk and just messing with our electrical system? Do you think that I just feel like they tell us one thing and they do the exact opposite? Like they want us to be in smaller cars, in smaller houses, while they drive bigger cars with these giant mansions.
I think that's true because there isn't enough oil, but they want to scale it back for everybody else, like scale back our lifestyles. And I think it's very interesting that these people who are tasked with ending poverty around the world are prioritizing building luxury resorts, throughout the world with public money. And this is considered development and investments by their account. So it appears that they're creating global playgrounds, a very elite, aristocratic for themselves, while we're being told to scale back our own lives.